What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to Neighborhood CEOs, man. I go by John. I'm one of the hosts for Neighborhood CEOs. I'm joined by my man, my partner, other half, Lionel, LL, whatever you want to call him, man. He ain't here with me. Lionel, how you feeling, man?
Yes, sir, man. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great, man. I'm doing well, blessed. Can't complain, bro. How about yourself? How you doing?
Everything cool, man.
There
Just
you go.
ready to get going, man. Week,
Yeah, man.
you know what I'm saying? Everybody doing good, man. Just ready to get started, man, and see
hmm
what we headed to, man.
Yeah, now we've been cooking for a minute, so it's finally good to, you know, take this step, man, and actually let the people know what we've been talking about, and pretty much, man, just bring them into our world. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this for sure.
Yep. So neighborhood CEOs, man, I got my views on it. I got my my take on it, man. But let's start with you, man. When you hear that term, man, neighborhood CEO, what you think?
Yeah, no, it's a good question, bro. I mean, neighborhood CEO to me, it means a lot of different things. I just can't put it just one definition or one area. But I think a lot of people gonna hear the name and is gonna believe, oh, you got to be a person from the neighborhood who's a business owner or a CEO. But nah, to me, ultimately, it just means somebody that's just about their business and life, about handling, taking care of. Uh, what's in front of them, whether that's family, whether that's work, whether that's their own personal self care. So we just we want to have a name that represents us, just two regular guys. That I feel that I've seen a lot and been through a lot and been able to put some things in perspective for ourselves and our families and say, you know what, I got to make certain changes and do certain things to push my life forward. And one of the things that really stand out to me more than anything, somebody that's about legacy and, being able to not just push themselves forward or the present forward, but also the generations to come. And so, just kind of really embodying that leader mentality.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel it,
yeah,
man.
yeah. How about yourself?
I'm with you on that, man. For me, man, like I said, I agree with everything you're saying, man. And for me, the first thing I'm gonna think about if somebody asks me about it, or if I'm trying to explain it to somebody, is I'm thinking about having that CEO mindset.
Mm,
And what I mean is, you know, whether we all got, most of us, hey, everybody's not a business owner, everybody's not an entrepreneur,
mhm,
everybody's not, a corporate person. People got regular 9 to 5s, but
mhm,
you don't have to have just because you work a 9 to 5. You go punch the clock, you go home, you work 5 days a week, whatever it may be. You don't got to have the 9 to 5 mindset. You can still
mhm,
want more than where you currently are sitting or standing. You can want more than your current job, your current
mhm,
situation in life. So that's my number one thing I would tell somebody is to have a CEO mindset. Wherever you're at in life, there's always another level you can get to.
mhm,
And as long as you pushing towards it, you striving towards it, you trying to gain information, you trying to elevate. And if you're doing that, I feel like whatever your job title, it don't really matter because you got the right mindset. So if you're doing that, if you keep that, keep that in mind, that's the number one thing for me of being a neighborhood CEO. And in the neighborhood piece, that's just, you're from the community. You just everyday
mhm,
person that everybody sees. You can you can be touched. You can be, they can reach out to you. You ain't
mhm,
above. You ain't somebody that you never around or people in your community don't see you. You're just somebody that's from an area that's trying to elevate above. Where you at. So I think with me and you, we've been in business before. We still in currently in different businesses. And me, I got a 9 to 5 as well. So hey, I got somebody I got to report to. I got the rules I got to follow, but that don't stop me from taking time out to do this or trying to do some other business ventures. So if I can do it, hey, anybody can do it.
mhm,
You know what I
mhm.
mean? It ain't where you start at, it's where you finish at.
Yeah,
So,
that's facts. Yeah.
you just gotta You just gotta have that mind, man. So where that whatever you got going on, you always striving to go
Mm-hmm.
above that. And if
Yeah.
you know, if a couple of things that we're gonna probably touch on and talk about, try to help people, see that, or try to help people, you know, give them some knowledge, give them some motivation. Maybe we'll entertain them too, but we're just trying to, push everything forward for us, for me and you, for our
Mm-hmm.
families, for the people that watch,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I think it's all about.
That's solid. That's real solid, man. Hey, you cooking over there, man. You cooking over there, man. You got it smelling good. Nah,
Yeah,
that's solid,
man.
man. It's crystal clear. And
Yeah.
I can kind of think back on like when that light bulb cut on for me. I'm
Mhm.
just sitting as you talking, just thinking about that, and uh, part of me feel like I always wanted to be, I always feel like I always had that mentality of, not wanting to punch the clock all my life, or
Yeah.
or just a sense of like not really feeling. I was not really feeling like the workplace was always for me, but I
Mhm.
did what I had to do. But just
Mhm.
like that mentality piece, right? Like that 9 to 5, like I'm more, I can do more than what was in front of me. And I think it really got ignited for me like around 2013. I had my second kid, and I think at that
Mhm.
point, generational wealth, that term, like I was
Yeah.
introduced to that term, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I was outside with a lot of different like we called network marketing at the time.
Mhm.
And it was, I looked at that as a vehicle, but sometimes sometimes your vehicles break down, sometimes they ain't the right vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but what you learn, you still learn, you still, pick up on certain things. And for me, I was able to pick up on some very vital, like just mindset, right? Personal development, personal growth,
Yep.
and so, I feel like this is what this pod is going to essentially, give people is that ability to come and learn and grow and
Mhm.
shit, grow with us, right? Because we haven't arrived,
Yeah.
we on our way, we on a journey, right? We on the
Yeah.
road, on the path, but we still got a long ways to go. And so, we just want people, like-minded people, to come ride with us. So on this
Yeah.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna ask you, man. When you say that's where your your mind kind of that switch kind of went off for you to try to do your own thing. I was gonna ask you, where that came from, but did you always, before that, when you was younger, like what did you what everybody can say, what they wanted to do or what you wanted to, you wanted to be. Did you always think like that when you was younger? That,
That's a good
like
question,
you
bro.
looking around at you with your people, what your family was doing, what your friends, parents was doing. Did you always see it, or did you see something that showed you that I might this is what I want to do, or maybe this ain't what I definitely don't want to do this.
So I'd be so real with you, man. Growing up, man, I really didn't have a true vision on what I want my life to be.
Yeah,
And, I think a large part of that, everything was just regular back when growing up.
yeah,
Everything was regular, man. It
yeah.
wasn't like anybody was really doing anything extraordinary. I
Hmm.
that really stood out. Everything was just super, super regular. But shit, I wanted to go to the army at one point.
What?
Yeah, like my
You never know
freshman
that.
year. Yeah, my freshman year. Shit, I was like, you know how you go to, in high school, they're like, all right, what you want to do? College track,
Mhm.
military. But I was on a military track until them damn airplanes hit that building. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Man,
I am good. So 01, 02, 03, like, nah, that ain't for me.
yeah,
And shit, I took the SATs and connected the dots and somehow got into Virginia Union.
yeah,
And from there, man, I'll be real, man. My aunt was a pretty big inspiration, and
yeah,
she worked at a group home at the time, and that
yeah,
really planted the seed in me. And at that point, like that's when the light bulbs came on for me, like around 18. And when I seen that possibility of like, well, shit, I can own this type of group home. That's when like 18.
yeah,
That's when it really like just like
yeah,
really blossomed for me.
yeah,
And since then, man, that's been the not so much a group home, but that's how I really got into the mental health space.
yeah,
I went to college undecided, and I didn't declare major to my sophomore year.
Yeah.
I did social work, and from there, yeah, I was always locked in on what what I was going to do in the mental health space.
Yeah.
So so yeah, man, that's kind of like how my evolution happened in like just that whole nine to five type of space. And one thing I always felt too, man, I always felt like my worth wasn't never really valued in a 9 to 5 space. And
Yeah.
so right before I went full time completely in business, I kept having these just situations at work that
Yeah.
just from different jobs, man. Like I feel like God was just talking to me, like, dude, this ain't even what you waiting on. Go ahead and
Yeah.
make the jump. And like situations where people like the job would mess with money up, the job would be super stressful.
Mhm.
Um, just situations that like you just couldn't really predict. And
Yeah.
and at that point, it was like, you know what, it's time, bro. It's time. And
Yeah.
just trusting myself and taking that leap and having faith and whole lot of prayer. And
Yeah.
it works out, man. You do have to. I think one of the key elements we a lot of times we miss is that just believing in yourself a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge ingredient, man, to trying to get over some of the imposter syndrome that sometimes we feel.
Yeah, man. So, damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know you was getting ready to be a general, man.
Nah,
I
man,
didn't know.
facts,
Man,
facts.
you getting ready to be a lieutenant or something, man.
Yeah, man. Change hut. Ain't had no direction, man.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes,
crazy.
man, you in rural areas, man, you just it's little
Yeah.
to no direction, and
Hey,
yeah,
hey, that's
yeah.
crazy. That's crazy because it's really about what you see. That's kind of why
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said, how you can, because I ain't know all that, but I didn't. Mine was way like opposite. Like I just now probably realized. I probably always thought about it, but I just
Mm-hmm.
now in the last, I don't know, 5, 10 years, just really realized that I knew I didn't like you. I'm like you. I knew I didn't want to work. I knew the 9 to 5 ain't for me, but I
Mm-hmm.
ain't really know no way to do nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. For me, I was just wanted to play ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all I was worried about. I wasn't worrying about what if I don't make it here or
Yeah.
what if I don't make it there. So once I got to the end of the road with that, then all I'm thinking is just go get a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, my
Yeah.
dad, he wasn't no entrepreneur. And
Mm-hmm.
my grandfather, he wasn't no entrepreneur. I don't really think. Hey, everybody knows guy that got his own dump truck, or a guy got a
Yeah.
trash business,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, got construction. We don't really see too many that's doing something that's on a big scale. When we're younger.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
That's a
so
good
I didn't
point.
really
That's a
see
good
it.
point.
So just that's why I think it's important what we're doing, because we doing what we saw. You
Mm-hmm.
saw your aunt. Hey, that caught your eye a little bit. We doing what we
Mm-hmm.
saw. So our kids gonna do what they see. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. So if we can show them that it's other ways to do it, you don't have to. There's nothing wrong with working for somebody, but you don't have to have that mindset. You can go work for somebody and learn the field, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can take your time, learn the ins and outs, and then you can make that. You can do your own thing in that same field.
Yeah.
So,
Good point.
like we saying, everybody got to start. You got to start somewhere, and
Yeah.
going to having what they call a regular job. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But
Right.
hey, we got new stuff out here, man. Just like this new technology. I mean, the internet is crazy. People making big time money, big time moves just from their phones, from
Mm-hmm.
their computers in their living room. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? People running businesses. So that's why I think it's crazy that if we got two different we got the same perspective on something, but far as how we came here, it was two different roads for us both to get where we at right now. So that's good for anybody listening. It don't really matter. It ain't never too late to start.
Nah,
So
never too late.
that's kind of what we here to let people know, man. It's different. It's many different avenues to go. It's many different ways to do it, and it don't matter if you saying, I want to start it, but this or it is. You just got to go. You just got
Mm-hmm.
to go do it, man. And like you did. Hey, you started off in a certain lane, and now you got to where you at. But you could
Mm-hmm.
be complacent And you could just be like, "Well, shit, I'm cool." When I asked you about doing this, you can be like, "No, I'm good right now, man." But you still
Mhm.
ain't have a 9 to 5 mindset. You already at a certain level, but you thought about this as either something that's you interested in, or you think it could have some type of impact because it was just a hobby, just something to do to waste time. We can go shoot ball to do that. We can go get a
Mhm.
gym membership. We can go, you know what I mean? You got plenty of things to do if you just
Yeah,
want to,
true.
you know what I'm saying, pass the time. So,
Yeah.
you know, it ain't never too late, man. And
No.
and when you think about something, you just gotta go do it.
That's facts, bro. I be real with you, man. Back in 21, I did a vision board,
Yeah,
and I got a podcast mic on my vision board. And so 2021, right? I mean, so I say that to say, you got to see it. You got to see it,
yeah,
before you can believe it. Like I'm a firm believer that
yeah,
phrase, but not just terms of like, I got to physically see it,
yeah,
but I got to visualize it. I got to
yeah,
see myself doing certain things. And I took a stab at doing potting, um, with I would say about a year, about 22 to 23, played around with it.
yeah,
Um, but like you said, I think there's a big part where for me, if it's a hobby, I'm gonna go hoop.
yeah,
I'm gonna go find something else to do a hobby, and
yeah,
certain things can be hobbies, like, but I think this can be something, this is a vehicle as well.
yeah,
And like when you start seeing things as vehicles to get you to point A to point B, then you
mhm,
got to take it serious. And so that's kind of my mentality, is just, I definitely see vehicles, and it's like, and I've jumped in some, like I shared earlier, some vehicles that don't get you very
yeah,
far.
yeah,
I jumped in trucking, it got me to a certain point, but then at the same
yeah,
time, it's like, that's a vehicle that I probably
yeah,
should have waited to jump into that thing,
yeah, yeah,
you know. Yep, yep, yep. So man, talk to me though. I mean, like I know, you're in trucking too, right? And
yeah.
like you, that's a vehicle you jumped in. Like, what made you say, it's time? Like, because I think sometimes that's the part where people don't really necessarily they don't listen to themselves, or they don't really follow through, because I'm sure you've thought about it before you jumped into it, but like, what was that thing for you that's like, all right, it's time?
Hey, well, for me, like me, I ain't on social media, but I'm always like I'm on it. You know what I mean? Like I ain't actively on it, but I
Oh,
research.
you lurking in the
Yeah, yeah.
shadows.
I'm just on. I ain't checking on people from
True.
school or nothing like that, but I'm just checking on people that's somebody.
Staying
You
connected.
know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah. Well, I'm just trying to look for like, I like to look for motivation. Look
Mhm,
for, the people that's doing something, man. So I guess I'm scrolling and I see something, I see somebody that's in that field. So I just look at it. I look at it, here and there. I was like, that look like it's something. And then I think maybe before that, I heard you was doing it, or you might have told me that you was doing it.
mhm,
So, I first thing I think, how we'll do, I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. So I don't know nothing about it. So I'm kind of like,
mhm,
oh, that ain't for me. That ain't for me,
mhm,
man. I don't, that's cool if he doing that, but I don't know nothing about that.
mhm,
Instead of just doing like I should have did, should just, get into it, research it,
mhm,
find out what it's about. So it took me seeing that you was doing it, well, I didn't really pay no mind. And
mhm,
then seeing it on social media and
mhm,
seeing, they was offering like, certain steps of,
mhm.
how to do it. Of course, class something you could buy, a little something you could buy to get into it. So that's when, like I said, I'm just now getting the bug of, entrepreneurship, investing in yourself, all the
Yeah.
stuff, all the terms and stuff that done came out, information that came out like the last,
Mhm,
10, 15 years or something like that. Maybe it's been out there, but just getting
mhm,
to me, recently. So I'm like, well, shit, I got a few dollars, man. You gotta invest. You can't get none for free.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
I just took a stab at it, man, and got into it. And hey, at one time it was doing super. Hey, then it kind of dipped. Now it's kind of back and forth. But the thing I say is I learned, I learned from that joint. I learned other ways to do it versus the way that we started off doing it. I learned that it's different ways that I can do it. I learned, hey, the next time I do something, I'm gonna make sure I look at the ins and outs. I'm gonna look at the pros, the
Yeah.
cons. I'm gonna do some more research. But then it gave me like an itch to say, well, I did that, but I think I can do this. And
That's right.
I like how that felt when I was
Yeah.
doing that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
When I could see money coming to me when I'm sleeping at night.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, hey, I have a headache because I have an issue or something at night, and I got to wake up and I got
Yeah.
to go, go get out my way to go handle
Figure
something that
something out.
if
Yeah.
I wasn't involved in that field, I wouldn't even have to worry about.
Hmm.
So it just showed me, man, that you got to you got to get uncomfortable, man, to
Hmm.
get comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's why it told me, I learned that I don't mind taking a risk. Hey, I ain't gonna risk everything I got, but if you don't jump out there a little bit, man, to where you got a little bit of uneasiness about it, or you really ain't sure, then it ain't really gonna pay off in the end.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
gotta. That's what I learned from it, good and bad.
Hmm.
That it's something that I want to do, that I want to still get involved in, whether it's trucking, whether it's what we doing right now, whether it's selling merch, selling apparel. I just learned that hey, you just gotta get out there, man. You ain't gonna win if you ain't playing. So,
Yeah. That's
you
a
just
good
try to get
point.
smarter. You try to get smarter about the moves you made before. A lot of stuff I learned because it's talking to you. You tell me, hey, I wouldn't. We tried this, man. That was terrible. So you should ought to go this way. You know what I mean? So I missed a couple steps that you had to go through because of something you told me or something you warned me about. So now we're going to do this. You did it before. You started it before. We see a lot of other podcasts that we got a chance to not follow but get inspired by. See how they do it because it's social media, man. It's crazy right now. It's like whatever you want to do, you can get online. You can see people doing it.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you, they might sell you how they doing it, but they'll tell you how they do
Oh,
it.
they gonna
And
definitely sell you some shit.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, hey, that's what it's about.
It
You
is
know what I mean? Like
information.
we'll talk about that one day
Hmm.
about should the information be, given or should it definitely should be shared anyway. If
Hmm.
whether they sell it to you or they tell it to you, as long as they sharing it, hey, that's all we want, man, because
Yeah.
if we learn stuff that we know now 10 years ago,
Hmm.
we wouldn't be right here right now. We'd have been right here 10 years ago. Well, look where we'd be. Look
That's a
how
good point.
far we'd be. So,
Right.
just just it's never too late, man. But you just gotta get out there, man. You gotta go. You gotta get in the game, man. You
Nah,
can't stand on the
yeah.
sideline, man. That's one thing that I hate is somebody that ain't in the game critiquing the players, man. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
what Mano say, man? Mano said there's always people with no motion. They got something to say.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
That's
people
it.
with
And
no motion.
that's even with this right here, man.
Hmm.
If you ain't doing it, or if you ain't did it before, or you ain't helping me do it, you ain't helping me do it right now, then whatever you say, it ain't got no matter to me, man. It don't matter.
Hmm.
You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a lot of times why I waited till whatever time I waited to jump into the things that I jumped into because
Hmm.
you worry about people around you, they like, nah, man, I don't know about that. I wouldn't do that. So, you know what I mean? So, that's your surroundings, man. Whether
Yeah.
you be your parents, hey, sometimes your parents they don't really see it. But that's all they know is to go to
Hmm.
work. Hey, go to work, do your job, be on time. Don't be late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you just gotta learn, man. Times change, and it's still so much information out here, man. And I see, you know, I ain't gonna call it pocket watching, but I get inspired by seeing somebody come from whatever they came from, and now all of a sudden they put some work in, 5 years, 10 years, and now they living life, man. Not to say we not, but it's a whole lot more out there I want to touch, man. A whole lot of places I want to go.
All right.
A whole lot of I want to put a whole lot of stamps in my passport, man. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
that's real talk. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just like you said, it's a vehicle, man. And
Yeah.
you just gotta if you see it out there, if somebody else did it, if you can see it, then it can be done.
That's good. Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. They look. They done already showed you. It's been done. It's
Yeah,
been done. And so
yeah.
it's up to you now to put that work in
That's
and
it.
not be afraid of that failure. Because like
You're gonna take
just
an L, man. You're gonna take some
oh,
L's.
thank you. Like you just hit it on the head. Like you're gonna take L's as part of failure.
Mhm.
Like, excuse me, it's part of succeeding, So,
Yeah,
I can't have success without the other side of it,
yeah.
and so, I think understanding that, failures happen and they come and you just like you pivot and you try to figure out, okay, what was the wrong play? You know,
Mhm.
hate to bring this up, but I watched the game last night, LA.
Yeah,
And like, bro, that's the last thing I saw before I went to bed last night. It was like, come on, man,
yeah.
but you look at that, you look at just in it, sports and whatever the case may be, man, they're gonna have to look back at those plays and say, all right, we got to make these adjustments. We got to
Yeah.
figure this thing out. We got to get over this hump. I don't know. They
It's
making
more
them brooms out of them guys. I don't know, but
coming, man. Room
they,
coming.
they got them in the corner, man.
Let you know. I'll let you know after Thursday. I said after
Right.
Thursday, they'll be out.
Yeah, man. So nah, it's definitely it's entrepreneurship, even succeeding in a 9 to 5, like being able to take promote. I know people that's afraid to take promotions, afraid to climb that corporate ladder or afraid to go for that promotion. But it's the ambition, and I think sometimes ambition is not people. They drown their ambition.
Yeah,
They put a fire blanket over it. They tell people their dreams as dream killers.
yeah.
It's
That's
like,
bad.
yeah,
That's a
man,
no no. That's a
it's
no no.
no, Like I've learned to just keep that stuff to myself and
Yeah,
and just watch it like fester,
yeah,
things I don't want people to know I fester, things I want people to know I let it go.
yeah.
Because then I don't, because the longer you keep it close or held it builds energy.
Hmm.
It's like you remember those little cars back in the day? If it's like had it like this little device inside and you held it back. The
Yeah,
longer you held it, it
yeah.
shot off like a
Build.
rocket. Right?
Yeah,
Those are should be like that, right?
we're gonna
And you
find
got
one of these, man. We're gonna
yeah,
post
yeah.
things, man, and say, don't do this.
Yo,
Yeah.
hold it as long as you can because
Mhm.
when you let it go, that strong is gonna shoot like a rocket, man. You're gonna go where you're trying to be because you
Yeah.
all that belief and faith is just is festering. So, you know, um, nah, man, this is good though. I think,
Yeah, hey, yeah,
yeah,
but hey, but if you say when you saying that you got to hold it in, hope you don't want to hold it in around people that you consider to be, friends or, because if you got to hold it in, you might got to move around, man. You might got to get out that room. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
nah, that's a good
Whether
point.
whether that's some family or some friends or hopefully it ain't people that's too close because we shouldn't have to, which we do, but we shouldn't have to hold in ideas and thoughts that's trying to be for development. We should be able to share that with the people
In
that's
the
around. But
in the right rooms.
it ain't true. Of course it ain't true because
Yeah,
we know how it work out here, and that's the people that ain't doing people that can't do. They surround themselves with other people that ain't trying to do nothing. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
true.
You
But
know what I mean? So
sometimes it's not. Sometimes I've learned it hasn't even been that deep though. Meaning,
yeah,
if you got a risk taking mindset and someone's more cautious,
yeah,
then that they're gonna speak more cautious to you.
yeah,
That's gonna say, "Nah, you're right. Nah, I ain't gonna mess with that."
yeah, yeah.
And that could be your $1 million idea.
Yeah, that's your dream killers, man.
That's
That's
your
the
dream,
dream killer.
and that's on accident. That's not even on no hate and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
but yeah,
on
as long as that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm saying on that tip. As long as it ain't malicious or they ain't
yeah,
intentionally trying to shoot it down. If they just ain't got the mindset, then that's all they can't help it. You know
yep,
what I mean?
yep.
If they just haven't been exposed or they ain't broadened their view to, possibilities or the things that's out here for them, then hey, they
Hmm.
just ain't gonna get it. They'll get it later.
That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
We'll come back and get them.
Yeah,
We'll come
nah,
back and pick them up. We'll come back and see if they want to ride later, man. But we're gonna keep
yeah.
on. gonna keep on riding for right now.
Yeah, nah, you gotta hit him with the pot, man. Pitch me rolling. You gotta hit
Yeah,
him with that pot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But see, with speaking of like, well, what we doing? We the podcast. What's a show like? If you can say that, I mean, you ain't. What's one that you inspired by? You know, maybe one
Mm,
or two that's out there that you look at and you're like, not that's what I want to do, but I like what they do. I like how they do that. That's something, you know what I'm saying? I mess with that. What's
mm.
one out there that you could.
Um, Billions was one.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
show. Billions. And
No, as a podcast?
oh no. You said show like a
No,
podcast
no, a
or
podcast. Yeah, like a
podcast.
podcast is out here, whether it's one that's everybody know or just one of the ones like you used to tell me about something that I never heard of. Then
Mm-hmm,
I check them out and it's like, it's a lot of them out here. That's why, I mean, it's a whole
Yeah,
lot
true.
more than just the ones that everybody listen to, everybody watch. But that's what I was wondering. What's one or two that you can say where you can you kind of not in your lane, not in our lane, or one that you
Mm-hmm,
can like pull from, you get motivation from, you get
mm-hmm.
knowledge or whatever it is that you just like your go to.
Yeah. I would say right now my go-to is the art of manliness. That's
Now you know,
been that's been real solid lately.
gotta check that.
Yeah, art of manliness is and it's this guy, man, he does all interviews, people who's releasing books, people who's doing all types of different types of just have different logic and philosophy on different things. So it's pretty good in terms of just educational pod, just putting you on to different things. It's not on the entertainment stuff, but
Yeah,
it's giving you a lot of gems and a lot of knowledge. That's really good. And
yeah,
another one I'll throw on from here and there is Take Back Your Mind, and that's a really good one too.
yeah,
Um, so I would say those two right now on the personal development side. But I'd be real, man. Like I've learned a lot from the Mike Tyson podcast. You
yeah.
know,
I
Tyson be
I
spitting
seen it a
gems,
couple
man.
times, but I ain't really watch it or look to learn nothing. You know what I mean? I was watching it
True.
more to be like entertained. So or
Yeah.
whatever he might have said in there that was, had some gems in it. It probably went over
Mhm,
my head, man. But I ain't listening
mhm.
to many of them. But the
Yeah, I
ones
mean,
I
like
get to,
his
yeah,
earlier stuff was I felt was a little better because he had it seemed like it was less corporate. It was
yeah,
like more grassroots backyard. We cooking.
yeah,
But no, I mean, I've definitely been able to grab some gems from that too. But no, it's tons. Like you said, it's tons out there. Yeah. What do you be on?
man. For me, like a lot of them, I'm kind of behind, man. Because all the ones you talking about, most of them, like I mean, I'm on the Mike Tyson one. You
Hmm.
told me about what was it?
Oh, the
Take
Earn
Back
Your
Your
Leisure.
Mind.
Oh, Take Back Your
Yeah, yeah,
Mind.
you
Yeah,
told me about
Earn Your
that too. You
Leisure.
told me about that
Hmm.
too. I knew about that one, but I hadn't really listened to it like that. But
Hmm.
the one for me, and the reason I don't even, it's really the reason like behind it is the pivot with
Hmm.
with Ryan Clark and Channing and Fred Taylor, and that's because I saw it like the first episode to what like how they was like I heard them talk about it, like how bad they were, how like it didn't really look like it was going to be nothing, and then I just seen like I just listened to it today, like I was telling you, but now I can see like how good it is now and how like it could check all the boxes for me. Like I can watch that, I can listen to it, I can watch it, and I can get entertained on one episode,
Hmm.
and in the same episode, I'm gonna get some information. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
some motivation from something. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a story, a side of somebody that I ain't never seen, even when they just by themselves and they not even interviewing nobody. They just chopping it up like me and you chopping it up.
Hmm.
There's always something they gonna give me on that show, and that's just because I seen it from the beginning. Like I like $1 million worth of game too, but I kind of I kind of got in on, I didn't follow them as like
Yeah.
before they were who they were. I ain't followed them, so I kind of feel like a bandwagon. Like I like it now, and I'm checking for
Hmm.
it all the time now. But I like that. I like the pivot because I feel like I started with that joint from the beginning. I don't really know nobody that I was talking to or was around me at that time. Maybe just because I hadn't wasn't talking to nobody. But I feel like I was the only person on that. So, it just
Yeah,
feel more personable to me,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But
That's your joint. Yeah.
yeah, I like that joint. And it ain't even my favorite one for the like, if
Hmm.
I want to laugh, I'm not watching that if I want to laugh. But that's kind of how I feel about this. Is you can get everything from there. It's like one stop. Like if I want, they got Kevin Hart on one and the same show, they going viral because they talking about
Bruce
um
Shannon,
how
right?
big your torso is compared to another person. It was something crazy, man. But
Mm-hmm.
in the same one, they gonna drop some knowledge. They gonna give you some motivation. They gonna give you some game, man. But yeah, that's definitely my go to. It's kind of like the inspiration, like an inspiration for me. And
Mm-hmm.
then, of course, I like $1 million worth of game. Another one that I kind of ain't really on as much no more, but I kind of feel like I came up with that one too. Is like All the Smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like
I like
being
I
in
like
the
that
button.
because I didn't know them guys was I didn't know they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. I mean, I was kind of caught up in like the stereotype of what they
Yeah,
showed us on TV, what they, what I'm saying, what the media was saying about them, for far as what you know them for, like in
yeah,
sports,
yeah.
basketball, what I'm saying, getting in trouble, whatever, and shit. Now
Malice
they
in the
some dudes, they
palace.
some guys I could just chill. I can chill with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They some cool ass dudes. So I
yeah,
like
nah.
that joint too because it just showed you something that showed you a side of people you didn't know, and it made you kind of feel like a fool because you had somebody play one way and really
Yeah,
they ain't nothing like that. So that's
yeah.
why I think platforms like this is necessary because it can give you opportunity to hear from whoever the person is. You get an opportunity to hear from them, and ain't no filters on it. It ain't no it's just original. It's just something that's authentic. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those two or three for sure, man. For me, is
Mm-hmm.
definitely something that you know got me thinking about doing this and got me trying to plan it and trying to figure out a way I could do it, but do it in my own way, like we
Yeah.
doing, man. Because like I said, like you said, it's a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really the way we thinking about it. I don't think it's a lot, in the lane we trying to be in. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think.
Mm-hmm. So
Everybody want to talk about the same. Everybody want to talk about the same thing. Everybody want to,
right.
you want to drop knowledge. You want to give people game. You want to give people guidance. You want to educate
Mm-hmm.
people. Everybody want to make money. So ain't
Right.
nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing this stuff thinking that, hoping that they don't succeed. So everybody
Right.
want the same things, but it's just different ways to do it.
Nah, facts. 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 I mean, speaking of that, what's the vision? Like what's our focus? Like what is something that we can let the people know? Like what is that original energy that we're going to be giving to the people?
Man, well, for me, I think, man, in a few, hopefully a few a few words,
Yeah.
I think it's like whatever you doing, wherever you at in your life, if you own a business, if you're working, if you don't got a job, period, if you got kids, you don't. I feel like when we finish out here, man, when it's time to check out, if you leave it better than it was before you came.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So whatever that is, it's like hey, you got kids, you got four, three, four, you got four, I think, got four, right?
Yeah, I got four
Yeah,
piece.
you
I
got
got
four.
four
I got
piece.
two. I got two. So when you 75 or 80 or whatever it is, and you look back, people look back, everybody underneath you, everybody that came after you, man, you would hope that, and I would hope that they learned. I gave them something to set them up for better than I was set up.
Mm,
Regardless, if you hopefully you got millions of dollars to leave them, but
mhm,
we don't
right,
know. That's what we're gonna try to do. We
mhm,
just hope that they got a better mindset than we had, and you could
right.
put it in them earlier. So that's what I think this is. Even though we talking about our families, our kids, we talking about the people in the community, people in the neighborhood, man, that follow us,
Mhm,
to whoever listen to us. When they leave an episode or they leave an interview, we want them to feel, take something with them.
mm,
So that's for people that's listening to us. But for me, the mission is just to, push it forward. Hey, take risks, sacrifice, and
Mhm.
hopefully when you finish your race, you can look back and say, you know, hey, I did something. I made an impact.
Mhm.
I left things, better than they were before.
Mhm.
And if you can do that, I think you describing a neighborhood CEO.
Mhm.
Somebody that come in and make a difference. Whatever it is, man. Like I said, everybody wants the American dream. Everybody want plenty of money, plenty of cars, and plenty of access, man. That's what we all want. But
Yeah.
like you said, you strive for that. You strive to be better, man. Strive to be different. Try to come up with different ways of doing things, man. Try to, just like who was it Nipsey or was it Nas? He said, "Did you improve on the design? Did you do something new?" I think it's
Mhm.
one of them. It was one of them. I can't remember who had
Mhm.
said it, but
Mhm.
just try to leave it better than you found it, man. That's it.
Mhm. Mhm. No, that's
Yeah.
fine, man. I don't know if I can add much value to that, but you spot on. That's just
Yeah,
spot on,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Lead, like they say, lead the game better than
Yeah,
lead the game
man.
better than I got it.
Yeah, like I said, if you ain't playing, hey, then
Mhm.
you can't win. But we ain't. That's what we can. That's kind of how you can summarize like
Yeah.
life out here, man. It's like a game, man. You gotta get in there and you gotta try to do what you can do, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As long as you got it. Figure, look at all the, we pushing. I'm coming up on 4-0, man. You
Yeah.
ain't far behind. So
Uh,
think about all the. I ain't say we wasted years, but think about all the time this start where we starting at far as this type of mindset that we got. And just think
mhm.
about it, we had it at 21 or
Mhm.
22.
Shit,
So
18.
yeah, 15. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Or if we had the maybe we did have the mindset, but we ain't had the tools. We ain't
Guidance
have the
too. Yeah.
yeah. So now that we got them, hey, it ain't too late for us to use them, but we want to make
Mhm.
sure, Jace gonna get them, Mason gonna get them,
Mhm.
and all that. Everybody, JL and Dallas, they gonna get the
Mhm.
tools early,
Mhm.
put them in their
Mhm.
hand like a relay, man, and shit,
Mhm.
take off with it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I see it, how I see it, man. And everybody don't have. You ain't talking about the kids or nothing like that. It ain't everybody don't got that, but whatever you
Mhm.
got, man, your partner, your significant other, your mom, your dad, whatever, man, you just take that knowledge, man, and try to give it to somebody and try to set somebody up, wherever it's shit. Hey, it could be you put your parents on or something, and let them turn up, let them get something going. But typically, it's just trying to pass it down to your peers or
Mhm.
the people that's coming after you, which is normally our kids, man. But either way, man, just try to leave it better than you found it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
That's facts. That's facts. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man. But you
Solid
know,
vision.
yeah, that's and of course, hey, it will, it won't change, but it can get edited, it can get something added to it. It can
Oh
get,
yeah.
once we check off, we might, of course, we'll never actually be done, but we can check off some boxes, man, and take a left and go after something else. But
Mhm. Mhm.
right now, I think that's a summary, man. That's a pretty general summary that I think can pretty much can stay there and be the, like you said, be the mission
Mhm.
for what we're trying to do, man. And we're gonna get there, man. We just getting started. We
Yeah.
gotta, it ain't gonna, like you said, it ain't easy, but yeah, we gotta get out. You gotta jump off the porch, man. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing for this for this first episode, man. And
Mhm.
like I said, it's gonna be a lot more we got coming, a lot more to talk about. Whatever happens, man. We might one day, it ain't always gonna be we can dropping knowledge, or we educating. It might just be entertaining one day. We might just want to shoot the shit, man. Chop it up, me and you. Hey, have somebody else on to chop it up, to
Mhm.
tell us something that we need to know, something that we ain't been privy to, or something about somebody that in the community, man, that's doing something, young or old. So you never know, man. You never know who's gonna slide through, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited about that. I think we're gonna have some heavy hitters on here, and
Yeah,
people that's gonna, like we've been saying, that's gonna lead the game better than
yeah,
what they found it,
yeah.
and so um, I'm excited about that. Just building a platform of like-minded people,
Mm,
is always great. It always works. You need these communities to do that. So I'm
yeah,
excited for the impact we're going to have, and I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, man. And before we cut the lights out, man. I'm just gonna I'm gonna say, before we go, we already kind of talked about it, but just
Mhm.
to just to finish it off, man. If what we doing, of course, this ain't our main job. One day it might be, but this ain't our main job. This ain't our main responsibility, man. We got other responsibility. We got kids, we got family, we got work and stuff like that. But what I'm gonna say to people, anybody that's checking this out, or that might see another episode, or that might, you know, um, be trying to, you know, get out of what they got going on and or just do something different. You got to be able to sacrifice to do it. So what I'm gonna say is, if you're not sacrificing, then you ain't really trying to do nothing,
Mhm.
because you got to be a little uncomfortable taking a leap of doing something new, doing something that you're not used to. So if you're comfortable, if you're trying to do something and you feel comfortable, like, oh, this cool, man, this easy, you probably ain't really doing much. You probably ain't really, on your way to where you're trying to get to, because like I said, right now, it ain't early. It ain't we ain't just wake up. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we out here, we up here, we sacrificing, man. Whether it's time, whether it's, you need to save money, whether it's you need to not go out as much, or you just need to, readjust, whatever you got going on. But you gotta be making some type of sacrifice. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm gonna leave it with before we get out of here. That you gotta sacrifice to get what you want. So if you ain't willing to do that, then
Mhm.
it ain't for you. But and
Mhm.
that's what you gotta ask yourself. If you sacrificing, I mean, you trying to do something. You're giving up
Mhm.
something to get something. So everybody that's just trying to make a step or make a leap, you gotta keep that in mind.
Man. Hey, spoken like a true OG, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man. I took a lot of L's, man. So I learned
Yeah,
along the way, man. I ain't trying to take a lot. I ain't gonna say I took a lot. Either I took a lot of them, or I watched the other
now
people take.
that's fair too. That's fair too. Shit, that's what the smart man do. I'm gonna learn from the
Yeah,
other man's mistakes.
yeah. They say
You're
a
right,
fool.
man.
They say a fool learn from his own.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt,
Yeah,
man. But nah, everything is about sacrifices, and that's not just only solely based on business or career, man. That's family, that's marriages.
yeah,
That's listen, that's taking care of yourself.
yep.
If you don't have sacrifice, you don't have discipline.
That's
So,
it. Yeah,
man,
they
it's
hand in hand, man. They
hand in
hand in
hand,
hand.
man. Hand in hand. Can't have one without the other. So,
Yep.
I rock with that.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, that's gonna do it for us tonight,
Let's
man.
do it.
I feel like we got some good work in tonight, man. We
Nah,
took a
man,
little
it's
trip.
good.
Took
Yeah,
a trip, took a left, took a right, pulled up for a minute, chopped it up,
yeah.
and shit, we back. We back where we back where we need to be, man. And like I said, man, everything gonna be how it's supposed to be, man. We just gonna keep on. We're gonna be consistent. We're gonna be here. We're gonna give. We just gonna be who we are. We're gonna be our true selves, man, and try to, you know, shine a little light, try to give a little game, and hey, we gonna try to learn. We want to learn something too, from
Hmm.
from other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we hit we in a good spot for the night, man. So hey, we appreciate anybody out here that's listening now. Appreciate anybody that's going to listen. And hey, this John, my man Lionel, neighborhood
Peace.
CEO, man. We're gonna check y'all next week. Peace.
We out. Peace. All right.